Kohima, September 5, in view of the total failures to control the price rise, unemployment, social tension and compromised institution over the past 8 years by the Modi government in India, the Congress party will be launching Bharat Jodo Yatra from Kanyakumari to Kashmir starting on September 7 and will cover a distance 3,500 kilometers, said AICC Secretary, in charge Nagaland, Ranajit Mukherjee. He said the objective of the yatra is to unite for India, to come together and strengthen the nation. He said along with Rahul Gandhi the Bharat Jodo Yatra will cover 3,500 kilometers from Kanyakumari to Kashmir in 150 days and interact with lakhs of people across the country on serious issues confronting the country. He allegedly said that Prime Minister Narendra Modi has delivered a nightmare over the 8 years where the economy is in tatters with the rich getting richer and the poor getting poorer. The assets of our country built up over the past 70 years are being handed over to Modiji's billionaire crony capitalist friends, said Mukherjee, while adding that the common people are badly hurt by relentless price rise and record unemployment and the kisans and Khet Misdos are buried under debt. He further accused that the Indian nation under Modi's rule, society is being constantly divided on the basis of caste, religion, region, language, food and dress, while every day a new conspiracy is hatched to make Indians fight one another. Highlighting some issues which are confronting the society today, Mukherjee alleged that the rights of the people are being trampled upon where institutions like Parliament and the media are no longer available to discuss the issues. He said, the voice of the people is being suppressed and our constitutional rights are being crushed. Institutions like Parliament and the media are no longer available to discuss the issues that we face in our lives. Instead, systematic efforts are being made to subvert our constitution, dismantle our institutions and hollow out our democracy. State governments elected by the people are being destabilized by money power and the misuse of investigative agencies. Dalits, Adivasis and backward classes are being deprived of their basic rights, Jal, Jungle and Zameen. Quote. Instead, systematic efforts are being made to subvert our constitution, dismantle our institutions and hollow out our democracy, he further stated. Mukherjee also accused the central government of destabilizing the non-BJP state government through money power and the misuse of investigative agencies. Hence, he maintained that to tackle these grievous challenges, the Indian National Congress will connect with social activists, intellectuals, other political parties and ordinary people to begin a conversation. The yatra will kick off on September 7 from Kanyakumari and will be joined by Congress leaders from all the states. Mukherjee said, we have to speak so loudly that this deaf government can hear our voices, and invited all like-minded people to join the
Bharat Jodo Yatra, which is being launched by Shri Rahul Gandhi and the Indian National Congress from Kanyakumari to Kashmir on September 7th. All of you would have probably seen on the national news channels and newspapers, hopefully they showcased yesterday's massive rally in Delhi on the price rise, what we call the Mehengai Bachao rally. That rally was essentially to draw the attention of the government of India, of the Prime Minister Modi, to the common man's plight with regards to the way prices of essential items are rising across the country. Just to give you an idea, the price of LPG was 410 rupees in 2014 and today it is 1,053 rupees. So we call the attention of the government of India to the Prime Minister, to the BJP, the ruling party BJP, to addressing people's concerns rather than headline management, which is the only governance that they've been doing all this time, headline management. And now, the longest, the largest and the most intense political padyatra, which is essentially walking on the road as a journey, is going to start from Kanyakumari to Kashmir by the Indian National Congress, led by Shri Rahul Gandhi. It is a journey of 3,500 kilometers. It will take approximately 150 days. We are starting on September 7th and the journey is expected to complete on 30th January. However, as you can understand, when we are talking about a 5-month to 6-month journey, the dates may go up and down. Why are we doing this? Why is the Indian National Congress undertaking a padyatra, and that too the largest and the longest and the most intense that has ever been held till date? It is doing so because it recognizes certain crises that are facing the nation today. In 2014, Prime Minister Modi and the BJP came to power, promising a prosperous India, promising an India which would be fruitful, prosperous, convivial for everybody, all our citizens. What have we got? Instead of that, we are now facing a nightmare. It's a nightmare of price rise, it's a nightmare of unemployment, it's a nightmare of social tension, and we are compromising the institutions that uphold the democracy that we espouse, that we hold dear. Economy. The economy is in tatters right now. We are looking at a country where the rich are getting richer, the poorer are getting much poorer. Inequalities are rising day by day. The common people are hurt the most. I just give a very small example of the gas price. Everything else, food prices, oil, petrol, you can see the same thing reflected across everything that is essential for the common man to live, to have a daily sustenance. We're looking at farmers, we are looking at laborers, we are looking at the agricultural worker, we are looking at the industrial worker. And we are seeing that these people who are ultimately the pillars of any society, be it in Nagaland or Bengal or Tamil Nadu, the farmer, the laborer, we're seeing that they are buried under a sea of debt today. We're seeing that, I come from Bengal, an eastern state, and we are in the northeast. We see our people migrating outwards in search of jobs. We see in search of unemployment, and yet they all seem to be facing ever increasing burdens of debt. We're looking at the assets of the country, be it public state enterprise, companies that are owned by the government of India, be it state properties, being sold suddenly after 70 years of painstaking building, sold over the last 8 years, and mainly to the Prime Minister's crony capitalist friends. We are therefore seeing a destruction of all the assets that India has built for itself over 70 years of successive governments, not just Congress, but successive governments of India, being destroyed in a few years. We are looking today, socially, at division within ourselves. Rather than a united India, what we are seeing is an India that is divided. It's divided on the basis of caste today. It is divided on the basis of religion. It is divided on the basis of region, on language, on food, on dress. People, you are seeing in the newspaper, stories from across the country. People dragged out of their houses and killed or beaten up on the basis of the food they eat or the dress they wear. Just this month, the United Christian Forum took out a report which detailed 207 incidents of violent crime against Christians across the country. Everywhere, it seems that a section of society is being pitted against another section of society in order so that we do not question the government of the day with regards to what should concern us the most, development. These divisions are being taken advantage of by those outside our borders also, who would be looking for a weaker India. We now know that China not only has taken control of 1,000 square kilometers, but 2,000 square kilometers of land in Ladakh. As the ruling party continues to divide our society, our enemies grow bolder. Political over-centralization. We are looking at our rights, the individual rights that are guaranteed, not just in the constitution, but in our way of life. They are being trampled and finished. And where do the people go? Our institutions like the parliament, our institutions like the media, they are no longer available for the common man to discuss the issues that matter to them. Laws are passed in parliament without debate. Laws are passed without going to standing committee. Laws are passed in seconds in assemblies. Most of the media today, as we well know, are unable to report freely. They have to carry the voice of the government. Systematic efforts are being made to subvert the constitution. The constitution that has essential aspects built into it that protect every Indian, whatever tribe or whatever far-flung region he comes from. We are looking today at continuous efforts to change the secular fabric and the secular and liberal fabric of this constitution. We're looking at dismantling of our institutions. Institutions like the judiciary, the election commission, many such institutions, the central investigating agencies, we are looking at them being suborned today. And all of this is basically hollowing out the democracy that keeps this country together. Look at state governments which are non-BJP governments. Every state government that is a non-BJP government is being destabilized either by money power or by muscle power, by using central government institutions like the CBI or the ED. And governments that are either BJP or with the BJP are in turn being protected even from what they are doing wrong by the same institutions. This total misuse of investigative agencies and other agencies by the government of India is leading to a breakdown of trust in the democracy by the people of each state. People are getting scared. You can see a sense of insecurity among people, especially women. Crime against women is rising every day in this majoritarian and right-wing culture that this government, this party, BJP, is trying to bring across the country. Our backward classes, our backward tribes, our backward castes, essentially their livelihood depends on three things: their right to land, their right to water, their right to the jungles. If you look at what is happening across the country, especially in tribal areas, you will see that this livelihood is being seized, is being taken away, and most of it, all of this is going into the hands of the Prime Minister's crony capitalist friends for their industrial benefit. Thus, we come to this yatra. In order to take a look at all of this, in order to tackle this, all these issues, the Indian National Congress, led by Shri Rahul Gandhi, is undertaking the Bharat Jodo Yatra, starting from Kanyakumari through 12 states and 2 union territories over the next 5 to 6 months. It is a mobilization exercise. It is a mass connect exercise. It is an attempt to be able to directly talk to lakhs and lakhs of people, connect with them regarding these issues, try to discuss, try to understand how can we unite them again rather than all the divisiveness that is permeating our society today, and how to take these voices forward to the government, to this deaf government, so that they are forced to hear the voices of the people of India. All the people of India are welcome to join the Bharat Jodo Yatra. Yes, it is a yatra organized and led by the Indian National Congress, but it is a non-partisan journey. What does that mean? It means that all like-minded political party members are welcome to join, even if they do not belong to the Indian National Congress. All members of civil society are welcome to join. If there is any civil society group in Nagaland who, hearing this through you, the media, would like to join the yatra at any part in these 5 months and would actually like to meet Mr. Rahul Gandhi on this yatra and pose their issues to him or submit their issues to him, please, you're welcome to do so, and if you can contact Nagaland Pradesh Congress, we will coordinate it accordingly. Now, in terms of the modalities of the yatra, I have discussed the objectives: creating unity among the like-minded Indians, raising the voice of the crores of Indians who are affected by these inequalities, discussing the ideas and solutions that should help us in this current situation, and strengthening our social harmony in the principles of unity and diversity and Sarva Dharma Samabhava. The practicalities of the yatra is as follows. There are 118 people who have been selected by the party, who are volunteers essentially. They've come from all across, who will be accompanying Mr. Gandhi on the entire tour. First of all, Mr. Gandhi will be walking the entire 3,500 kilometers. It is of course possible, we have 2 elections in between Gujarat and Himachal, that he may have to go for a day or two to campaign in between. If he does so, then the yatra will stop at whatever place it is at. He will go, he will come back, and the yatra shall resume. It will be on the day that he starts, along with the 118 yatras, the state that he is passing through. So it will be passing through 12 states. So for example, Maharashtra, along with the 118 people, 100 yatris from Maharashtra Pradesh Congress will be accompanying him for the duration that the leg goes to Maharashtra. Along with that, what we are calling guest yatris, which is the states that the yatra is not passing through, essentially the east and the northeast. Those states will be sending yatris, we are looking up to 100 from each state, who will also accompany the yatra, and they will accompany through a particular state. So centrally, while arrangements are being made for the 118 plus Mr. Gandhi, they will be staying in containers essentially on the route. The PCCs, the local PCCs, so if we take Maharashtra once again as an example, Maharashtra PCC would be making the arrangements for the logistics of the 100 people of Maharashtra who will be walking, plus the people from the other states, the guest states, the states through which Mr. Gandhi is not walking, who will be walking through Maharashtra. We are working out a schedule. It will be on the website. There is a website, Bharat Jodo Yatra.in. The yatra is on social media, it is on Instagram, it is on YouTube, it is on Facebook, it is on Twitter.